I think special consensus, I mean, it kind of comes down to one guy over there. If you're talking about like a 50-year thing, it's one guy. It's really the sound of that banjo that is the common thread through all the years, and the banjoist, who is, you know, I guess you'd say Greg's one of the great living banjoists.
Greg Cahill is one of the most significant musical people in my life, just because, like I say, it was my first full-time band of any kind, and it was my determination to play bluegrass music full-time.
Not for love I could hardly see. I looked at you and you looked at me. Remember love won't let me be. And I wish we had our time again. Wish we had our time again.
It's really an honor to be a part of this 50th anniversary project. Greg Blake and I were singing together, which we never have had a chance to do. Did that in the studio and played some lead guitar with him. We played a little twin guitar together, so that was cool. And then we're doing doing a song with some other alumni in the studio today. So it's been a really great experience.
Hi, Mom.
How's it going?
We're having fun. It's sounding like music. Actually, you know, I didn't grow up with bluegrass music at all. My family was very musical. My grandmother, that I never met, she was a great piano player. And like, she played the piano for the silent movies, and then she also taught piano. So my mother, of course, was a great piano player. And my dad sang in the choir, the church choir. And we lived on the south side of Chicago. It was kind of Irish and Italian, and so I played the accordion. I studied. That's how I learned how to read music and all that. I studied for about 8 years. We had a lot of music, you know, family gatherings. Everybody's around the piano and singing and all that.
I see the people all dressed in white, must be the people called the Israelites. I see the people now dressed in red, must be the people that Moses led. Sit down, no I can't sit down. Sit down, no I can't sit down. Won't you sit down? No I can't sit down, 'cause I just got to heaven and I've gotta walk around.
I think the Special C brand is something that means just high quality is expected and given consistently through every era of the band. But it's always going to be arrangement oriented, and we're proud of that. And everybody that comes through the band has to be able to deliver vocally and instrumentally. It's only a 4-piece. It's all it's ever been.
Do we want a little walk up to Devil's Dream? Is that?
Yeah.
To be sure.
Oh, they never damn one of those notes.
Yeah, I'll put a walk up there.
Last time you asked me to play mandolin again. Today we were recording "I Wish We Had Our Time Again," and it's quite poetic that they chose that song for a Special C reunion. This is 50 years for him, and he always talks about how the time just goes by so fast. You know, where does the good time go? That's Greg's favorite line to use on stage. I think he's up over 50 members now in the band in 50 years. I was there for, like I said, 11 and a half. Dan Eubanks now has just eclipsed me with his tenure at 11. He's over 11 and a half now. And it's crazy the amount of fantastic musicians that are in that band. But he narrowed it down for a reunion, and I just feel very honored to be here.
Looking for the words, but it won't come right.
I always was listening to folk music. Folk music was so huge. Chicago was a main hub they had several clubs that were just big-time folk clubs. One was the Earl of Old Town, which was down in Old Town in Chicago, just north of the city, part of the city. And they would bring in all the major acts that were touring, you know. So I was a big Kingston Trio fan, and Peter, Paul, and Mary, and I mean, all the Limelighters and what have you. And so Dave Guard with the Kingston Trio, he was my hero, you know, just playing the banjo the way he did. And those guys were just out to have fun, you know, basically, but they were huge. I was also into, in addition to Dave Guard, into Pete Seeger. So I bought a long neck banjo, open back, and just started thumping around on it.
So I would say do like a, just make it a little more broken.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it opens up a little bit. That kind of thing. We'll come back and tweak it, but just so the feel shifts just a little bit. Well, as a banjo player, I'd heard Greg Cahill's name pretty much since the time I started to play. But I didn't really get to spend a lot of time with Greg until we were both on the board of the IBMA together. He was actually the president of the board. And the thing that impressed me the most about Greg was his leadership style. He projected such a gentle and kind air and had an amazing way of really getting the best out of people and creating a great feeling of fellowship among the members of the board. So we've worked together now on 7 records. The new record is the 7th. And this record it was really special to see, you know, the effects of Greg's leadership and the real warmth and genuine friendship among all the alums of the band and the current members of the band. And it really just speaks so well to Greg as just such a wonderful person. And I mean, I think the kind of person that the world needs more of.
We got an encore, and you know, you had to have your backstage pass on, and when you got backstage, obviously, to get backstage, and Robbie put his on you put yours on your strap, and we were so excited to get an encore that you jumped off the stage, which was about this high. And then
How high was it?
For the folks listening at home,
How high were
it was
you?
too high.
Not high enough.
Too high even for Robbie to climb up on. And so you went around to the side to get back because we got an encore, and you said, "I'm in the band." And, "Oh yeah, right, sir. I'm in the band too." To the security guy, and no, really, I am. And so John Hartford was standing there, and on the side, and the security guy says, "You know this guy?" And he said, "No, sir. Never seen that man in my life." And I had to run off the stage and come back. "No, really, he's in the band. Let him get on stage."
The first time I heard Special C was, I was probably 15 years old. I was living in Indiana, where I was born and raised. And there was a festival up there called the Fiddlers. And my mom was a photographer, so she would be hired to go take pictures at the festival for them. I would go and tag along and help her out, and I'd watch all the bands, you know, they were okay. And then Special C came on, and they just had so much energy. They just lit the whole place up. Everybody was up front cheering, and I remember being so impressed with the banjo player. I thought, man, he is just ripping that thing. And we bought the album. My mom loved it too. We bought the album together, and I'd cruise around in the car and listen to it. And you know, I just especially loved Carolina in the Pines. I'd cruise around and listen to that song. And it was so cool. I got to record it with the band again when they redid it. I can't believe that I would be able to do 4 projects with them under my belt so far.
Well, I couldn't go to to sleep, got up and made a life, trying to run it down in the middle of the night.
I'll just say this about Greg Cahill. He's the heart and soul of this band. He has been since the 70s when he first formed it. And there's not a single person that's passed through the ranks of this band that doesn't look back on that time with great pride, great affection for Greg Cahill. He's the motor that makes it run.
Summer nights and memories, then you've grown old, and you sing in tones of sadness.
The band, started out, I think Greg out of college. A lot of people don't know Greg has a master's degree, I believe in social work. I'm not sure what the exact title is, but he always joked that he would tell his dad, 1 more year or 2 more years, or I'm going to give it up. I'm going to go back and use my degree and all that. And so he's built a big family and a tradition. Of course, there's band members from all over the country. Some from there's been international members of Special C, but he's kind of the Midwestern thing. It's kind of a Midwestern band, and developed a reputation around parts of the United States and especially Ireland and into mainland Germany, of really being the first person to bring bluegrass to some of these towns and some of these venues. I don't know how many it's wound up being, but at one point, this has been 15 years ago when I was in the band, but it had been documented that Greg had brought bluegrass into the schools in front of 1 million kids or something like that.
Dreaming life away.
One more?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing on this, Ashby, is I'm hearing us kind of taking it away from each other. Mm-hmm. So when you do Summer Nights and Memories.
I've been with the Special Consensus now. I'm finishing up my 4th year. Really looking forward to, as far as I know, I'm unless Greg fires me tomorrow after this. But no, expecting, several more years with the Special Consensus and going into, this is a great time to be in bluegrass. It is morphing, it's evolving. A lot of the young artists, are putting their stamp on it and making a lot of changes and bringing new audiences into this genre. But again, I think one of the biggest contributions that Greg Cahill and the Special Consensus makes is that they are this link between the patriarchs and the traditions of bluegrass and cutting edge. Greg Cahill and the Special Consensus, from day one, it's been in their DNA that they're cutting edge, always. But with this 1 foot firmly planted in the traditions of bluegrass and bluegrass music.
Lulu, oh Lulu, come and open that door. Lulu, oh Lulu, come and open that door. For I have to open it with my old 44. Been all around this world.
Special consensus is in the name, I think. It is a special consensus of multiple people coming together to make that happen and make everything line up. All those tumblers fall into place. And he's one of the longest running acts in bluegrass, really, since 1975. I think that was maybe even before Doyle Lawson started going full-time on his own, So you can walk down any hall at a bluegrass festival or a jam and hear somebody playing a Cahill lick somewhere on the banjo, because he's taught probably a lot of your favorite banjo players, if you're into that. He's at some point given them lessons and they've taken their cues from him. That speaks enough on its own,
Oh, sit down, no I can't sit down. Sit down, no I can't sit down. Sit down. No I can't sit down, 'cause I just got to have it, and I've gotta walk around.
1, 2, 3.
my time as a Special C boy. Probably some of the best times of my life. I got to see firsthand how to run a band, how to treat people. I watched Greg day in and day out work his butt off to make sure that he and 3 other guys made a living, and a decent living, not just getting by. I've probably laughed more in my time there than probably all the rest of my life combined.
So there were a couple guys around Chicago who really were pretty good players, and so we go to the University of Chicago Folk Festival. It's usually the end of January, and see all the really old-time acts. But then in between, when they were switching the stage around, we'd go out and pick bluegrass music in the hallway and then go back in and listen. And that's how the Special C actually formed, and we had 6 people in the band at one point. I mean, it was just a big jam session. But we got kind of serious about it. The actual band did form probably in late 73, 74, and we did land on Special Consensus. It was the Special Consensus Bluegrass Band. The band that we finally had actual band pictures taken of, and we started playing some of the clubs, consisted of a fiddler named Jim Hale, and a guitar player named Jim Iberg, bass player Mark Edelstein, mandolin player named Jeremy Raven, and me. We were a 5-piece band. And people always want to know where the name Special Consensus came from. And so back then, doing newspaper interviews or radio interviews, I'd always say, well, you know, we all came from different musical backgrounds, which was true. And just were kind of learning and playing and loving the music together. So, you know, it seemed like that's a Special Consensus. But really, we were just old hippies, young hippies, and had been reading Carlos Castaneda. And he went to study with the Yaqui Indians, and it was a very spiritual thing. The Teachings of Don Juan was his first book. And the glossary of terms in the back of the Teachings of Don Juan, the loose interpretation of the definition of when the kind of the good things in your spiritual world and the path with heart that you follow connect with the things in the real world. And so that's the optimum place for, you know, things to really get together, and you've got your path with heart and you follow it, you know. And that definition of that space was Special Consensus. So that's why we named the band Special Consensus, the Special Consensus. And of course, a lot of people thought, that's the weirdest name, and that's not bluegrass, you know. There's no Mountain Boys at the end of it, or whatever.
Oh me, oh my, how the years do fly.
Makes no difference, and we all know why. It's all about friends in the by and by.
And I wish we had our time again. I wish we had our time again. I wish we had our time again. I wish we had our time. I wish we had our time again. I wish we had our time again. I wish we had our time again. I wish we had our time. I wish we had our time again. I wish we had our time again. I wish we had our time again. Anniversary show.
Boy, we've sure had some good times, haven't we?
We had a lot of good times, we laughed a lot, and we certainly wept a lot.
Didn't sleep much though, didn't sleep.
What do you call 3 old guys and 1 much older guy standing in a cornfield in the middle of the night with an upside-down RV and a transmission alongside?
You call that a Special C tour?
Yes, indeed. That was very easy. Hey, happy anniversary and happy birthday, boss.
Don't feel the day over 200.
I can't hear you because I went deaf in the 80s.
From my position, I thought I was like in the Jackson 5 or something, and I was Michael, but Marlon wasn't in the band, and Tito and Jermaine were 30 or something, you know, like that. Not a good analogy.
Nobody ever has a bad word. Well, they have bad words for him. But they never have anything bad to say about him.
A 4-piece band that doesn't have a tour bus but just keeps chugging.
This is the only kind of music that I know of, there's genre where everybody is so supportive, and the fans and the bands, and you know, people are all really connected on the gut level, you know. That's what music is that gut level connection.